G'day and welcome back to Down Under Dollars, the channel where we talk real money for real Australians. Now, if you've been keeping up with the news lately, you already know that Australia's cost of living has gone absolutely mental over the past few years. Housing prices through the roof, groceries costing an arm and a leg, energy bills that make you want to cry when they land in your inbox. It's tough out there, no two ways about it. But here's something that most Australians don't seriously consider. Where you actually live in this country makes an absolutely enormous difference to how far your dollar stretches. We're talking potentially tens of thousands of dollars difference every single year, just based on which city or region you call home. So today we're ranking the most affordable cities in Australia for 2026. We're looking at housing costs, groceries, transport, lifestyle, and job opportunities. The full picture. Whether you're thinking about relocating, just starting out, or simply curious how your city stacks up, this one's gonna be a ripper. Let's get into it. Before we jump into the rankings, let me quickly explain how we're measuring affordability, because cheapest doesn't always mean best value, and that distinction matters a lot. We're looking at 5 key factors for each city. First is median rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. Second is median house purchase price. Third is average weekly living costs, including groceries, transport, and utilities. Fourth is job market strength, because a cheap city with no jobs is no good to anyone. And fifth is lifestyle value, the beaches, culture, weather, and overall quality of life you get for your dollar. All right, with that sorted, let's count them down from the most affordable to the least. Coming in at number 6, meaning the least affordable on our list, is the big one, Sydney. Look, no surprises here. Sydney has been Australia's most expensive city for decades, and 2026 is no different. The median house price in Sydney sits well above $1.4 million, making it one of the most expensive cities in the entire world to buy property, not just in Australia. Renting isn't much better. A 2-bedroom apartment in a reasonable Sydney suburb will set you back anywhere between $700 and $1,000 per week. In the inner suburbs, or anywhere near the beach, you can add another few hundred on top of that. The average Sydney household spends significantly more on transport as well, whether that's Opal card costs, toll roads, or the eye-watering price of parking in the CBD. Now, to be fair to Sydney, the job market is exceptional, the lifestyle is world-class, and the city has an energy that's hard to replicate anywhere else in Australia. But from a pure affordability standpoint, Sydney is the hardest city in the country to get ahead financially. If you're choosing where to live purely based on value for money, Sydney is a tough sell in 2026. At number 5, we've got Melbourne, Australia's second largest city, and a place that absolutely loves its coffee, its laneways, and, unfortunately, its rising cost of living. Melbourne is slightly more affordable than Sydney, but not by as much as you might hope. Median house prices in Melbourne sit around $900,000 to $1.1 million, depending on the suburb. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area runs between $550 and $800 per week. Where Melbourne does have an advantage over Sydney is its public transport network. The tram system, trains, and buses mean you can genuinely get by without a car in the inner suburbs, and that saves you a serious amount of money every year when you factor in fuel, registration, insurance, and parking. Melbourne also has a brilliant food scene, incredible arts and culture, strong employment across finance, tech, healthcare, and education, and that famous unpredictable weather that locals somehow love. It's a fantastic city to live in, but from a financial standpoint, it's still firmly in the expensive category for 2026. Young Australians and families looking to buy their first home will find Melbourne an extremely tough market. Number 4 on our list is Brisbane, and honestly, Brisbane deserves a lot more credit than it gets from the southern states. Brisbane has transformed dramatically over the past decade. It's no longer the sleepy cousin of Sydney and Melbourne. It's a genuinely world-class city with a booming economy, brilliant weather almost year-round, and a lifestyle that is hard to beat. From an affordability standpoint, Brisbane sits in the middle of the pack. Median house prices are around $850,000 to $950,000, which is still significant but meaningfully cheaper than Sydney and Melbourne. Rent for a two-bedroom apartment runs roughly $500 to $700 per week in most suburbs. The job market in Brisbane has strengthened considerably, particularly with the upcoming 2032 Olympics driving major infrastructure investment across the city. Tech, construction, healthcare, and education are all growing sectors. The lifestyle value in Brisbane is genuinely outstanding. You get exceptional weather, easy access to both the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, a relaxed pace of life, and a city that still has room to move compared to Sydney and Melbourne. For young professionals and families looking for a balance between affordability and opportunity, Brisbane is one of the smartest moves you can make in 2026. Coming in at number 3 is Perth, and if you haven't seriously considered Perth lately, mate, you might want to start paying attention. Perth has gone through an absolute transformation over the past few years. Driven by a booming mining and resources sector, the Western Australian economy has been firing on all cylinders. Unemployment in Perth is among the lowest in the country. Wages in the resources sector are exceptional, and the lifestyle on offer is genuinely world-class. Housing in Perth is still considerably more affordable than the East Coast. Median house prices sit around $700,000 to $800,000, which is a significant saving compared to Sydney and Melbourne. Rent for a two-bedroom apartment runs roughly $500 to $650 per week in most areas. The lifestyle drawcard of Perth is undeniable. Some of the most beautiful beaches in the world are right on the doorstep. The weather is spectacular, warm and sunny for the majority of the year. The food scene has improved dramatically, and the city has a relaxed, spacious feel that the crowded East Coast capitals simply can't match. The one genuine downside of Perth is its isolation. It's a long way from the rest of Australia, and an even longer way from most international destinations. But for Australians who prioritize lifestyle, affordability, and strong employment, Perth is one of the best value cities in the country right now. At number 2, and honestly this might surprise a few people, is Adelaide. Adelaide is quietly becoming one of the smartest places to live in Australia, and a lot of people outside South Australia are only just starting to figure that out. From a pure affordability standpoint, Adelaide absolutely smashes every other major Australian capital. Median house prices in Adelaide sit around $650,000 to $750,000, dramatically cheaper than Sydney, Melbourne, and even Brisbane. Rent for a two-bedroom apartment is typically between $400 and $550 per week, making it one of the most affordable rental markets of any capital city in Australia. But here's what really makes Adelaide special. The lifestyle you get for your dollar is extraordinary. Adelaide has a genuinely world-class food and wine scene thanks to its proximity to the Barossa Valley, Clare Valley, and McLaren Vale wine regions. The city hosts major events including the Adelaide Fringe, Womadelaide, and the Tour Down Under. The beaches are beautiful, the hills are stunning, and the city itself is beautifully planned and easy to navigate. The job market in Adelaide has also improved significantly. Defense industries, technology, health and medical research, and renewable energy are all growing strongly. The cost of running a business in Adelaide is lower than the East Coast capitals, which is attracting more companies and creating more employment opportunities. For young Australians, families, and anyone looking to genuinely get ahead financially without sacrificing quality of life, Adelaide is an absolute no-brainer in 2026. And coming in at number 1 for affordability, with an honorable mention that changes the whole conversation, is Hobart and regional Australia broadly. Now, Hobart specifically has actually seen significant price growth over the past decade as mainlanders discovered its charm and lifestyle. But compared to the major East Coast capitals, it remains meaningfully more affordable. Median house prices in Hobart sit around $550,000 to $650,000. and the lifestyle on offer, surrounded by stunning wilderness, world-class food and produce, Mona Museum, and a tight-knit community feel, is genuinely special. But the real affordability winner in Australia right now is regional living broadly. Cities and large towns like Ballarat, Bendigo, Geelong, Toowoomba, Cairns, Darwin, and Launceston offer dramatically lower housing costs, lower rents, lower daily living expenses, and increasingly strong local job markets, particularly in healthcare, education, agriculture, and trades. With remote and hybrid work now a permanent reality for millions of Australians, the old argument that you had to live in a major city to access good employment has largely disappeared. More and more smart Australians are making the move to regional areas, buying property at a fraction of the capital city price, and genuinely getting ahead financially in a way that would have been impossible if they'd stayed in Sydney or Melbourne. So there you have it, Australia's cities ranked from most to least affordable in 2026. Let's do a quick recap. Coming in at number 6, Sydney. Still the most expensive city in the country, with house prices well above $1.4 million. Number 5, Melbourne. Slightly more affordable, but still a tough market for buyers and renters alike. Number 4, Brisbane. A brilliant balance of lifestyle, opportunity, and improving affordability. Number 3, Perth. Booming economy, world-class beaches, and more affordable than the East Coast. Number 2, Adelaide. Quietly one of the best value cities in Australia, with an exceptional lifestyle for the price. And number 1, Hobart and regional Australia, where your dollar genuinely goes the furthest and lifestyle value is through the roof. Now, here's the big question, and I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts on this. Is where you live actually holding you back financially? Could you do your job remotely and make the move to somewhere more affordable? Drop your answer in the comments below, because this is a conversation worth having. If you found this video useful, smash that subscribe button, because every single week we break down real money topics for real Australians. Catch you legends in the next one.